Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, friends. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. That is right. The twice daily show here, sometimes more than twice, here in Football Therapy, where we reflect on what's being said around Chelsea, giving you the headlines, rumours, speculation, talking points, giving my opinion on it, more importantly asking for yours. Updates from Felix Johnson on Twitter. Shout out Felix, who has an inside source, I suppose, to Chelsea, talking about some interesting and exciting stuff. So go follow him at Felix Johnson on Twitter. But in the meantime, I'm delighted to let you know this video is brought to you by OneFootball. Ding, ding, ding. In between watching and enjoying and hopefully supporting my videos, I'd urge you to go and check out the totally and entirely free experience of OneFootball, which is available for all your platforms. You can get updates on Chelsea, you can get updates on all football, transfers, statistics, lineups, all that kind of gear. Check out OneFootball simply by clicking the link in the top of the description, or scanning out, that guy. This little guy over here. I'm a bit red and out of breath because I just finished the workout, had a shower, and I was like, right, video time. It's video time. So let's do it. Ivan Toney. Now, I pray this is good information, and I've no idea to speculate otherwise. Felix seemingly is well informed. And should we be making a serious ploy to sign Ivan Toney, this would be the perfect... Before we read it, let me tell you what I think Toney would be perfect. It would give you a few months to look at both Jackson and Brewer in the Premier League, because of course we couldn't sign Toney until January when his ban's up. So it would give us a good time to look at both our young strikers. The age profile, we have two young strikers. Toney he's like, 27, 28? He's like a Premier League proven. Like he's 27 years old. So he's right in the sweet spot for doing like bits now. He says he idolizes Drogba. He tried to develop his game on Drogba. He's already had his England call up, and I think he's had his England debut as well. But he scores a lot of goals, man, and he would be, for me, the perfect profile of striker. You know he's going to score in the Prem. You know he's going to work hard in the Prem. Like Brentford works so hard and running and stuff. Pochettino would love it. He probably would love the move to Chelsea despite not being in Europe. You know, from Brentford, he's got a big move waiting for him. Probably, to a Champions League side, probably. Anyway, we're going to talk about that. Let's read about what Felix is saying first. So this is an exclusive to him. Paul Winstanley, which is, of course, one of our co-sporting directors, he is trying to push a plan to reach a consensus with the other directors and people in Chelsea to move for Ivan Toney in January. Sources close to the player confirmed that Winstanley has been speaking to Toney's camp since May. So we've been putting the work in for a while, and it's his direct plan, and Toney would be open to a move. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised Toney would be open to a move, because the way he speaks about Brentford in the past on a couple of occasions on social media, he's clearly just there as a stepping stone. It's he said F Brentford once in that video to get in the girls' good books. Wonder what he's trying to do with her. Couldn't imagine. And when someone was filming him at a gas station saying, who do you play for? I play for the Premier League. He's like, who for? He's like, oh, just some small club. You wouldn't have heard of them. Rather than being like, I play for the Bees, Brentford. So, yeah, he's 27. The way he speaks, he's like, yeah, I'm deserve to be. I'm a big boy. But you want to be a big boy? Come to Stamford Bridge and score a lot of goals. Let's read on. Paul Winstanley is trying to convince the rest of the hierarchy at Chelsea, but the elite striker list for this summer remains the three names revealed. So Vlahovic is liked by a different director. When he's obviously not sporting directors, I'm guessing other people in the club, and Pochettino directly. So Pochettino likes Dusan Vlahovic of Juventus. So the Lautaro interest is cooled after Inter's asking price and bids for Lukaku. So I guess the relationship between Chelsea and Inter has soured. We thought, we're going to sell them Ruben. We thought, we're going to sell them Trevor. Ruben went to Milan. Trevor might stay. The Lukaku talks are frustrating. So perhaps Chelsea's relationship with Inter at the moment isn't the best. Chelsea think Inter have overvalued their players and undervalued Chelsea's players. I'm told, quotes, strong words were had. It's like what Brighton. Brighton overvalue their players and undervalue our players. They're like, can we have Levi Colwill for 30 million? And you can have Moises Caicedo for 100 million. Literally, that's literally what they're doing. Kolo Muani is still an option apparently as well. And he also adds on this, random, but Raheem Sterling has received an offer from Saudi Arabia, but he's not expected to move to Saudi Arabia. Ooh! Maybe this is a little bit of my English bias coming through because I do like an English striker. But at the same time, many of you, all inclinations and international, wherever you come from, I think everyone can agree that Ivan Toney is an excellent, hard-working Premier League striker that not only scores goals and like has lots of value in the final third, but offers assists, strike partners. He's not all about him. He'll get his partners goals as well. Incredible player, and he will probably see Chelsea Football Club as a opportunity to, do good things, do great things, be a Chelsea player, but also really push the thoughts of Gareth Southgate. Of course, Kane's going to be, he's nearly 3 years or 2.5 years younger than Kane, which is not loads, but it might just be enough to get a small time in the limelight. Or should Kane get injured, which he could do, to just be considered, just to be the number 2. Of course, Tammy Abraham was number 2 for a while. Just be considered. Of course, Rashford can play down the middle, but regardless, he waxed lyrical about Didier Drogba. I think he'd jump at a move, and he's been talking to Winstanley, like Felix says, for months. 4 months. I would love this for the aforementioned reasons. He would offer the right age bracket. It's another English player, which is good for the books. He would want to come. He's Premier League proven, as we like to say. And Pochettino would probably love him, the type of striker as well. I mean, he's not going to drop deep and do, quarterback playmaking like Kane, but we've got Enzo and Nkunku and stuff. We just need a striker to hold the ball up and score goals in the box. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Ivan Toney. Let me know what you think about Toney. Comment down below. Good opportunity now to ask you to drop a like and subscribe if you want to. Don't want to force it on anyone, but if you're yet to, I welcome you. And of course, because there's so many uploads at the moment, I recommend you hit the bell notifications icon. Staying on at Felix Johnson _ actually. He says this: Pochettino has told Ian Matson that he will get a proper chance in pre-season with game time. Bearing in mind, we have heard Ian Matson, the 21-year-old Dutch international, that he, at the moment, we don't want to transfer him. Of course, Burnley have put in a big bid for him. They want him to stay in their team. Now they've been promoted into the Premier League. They played attacking football. He got on team of the season. Chelsea still trying to offload Cucurella. Now, many of you will be upset to hear that because he is a good player. He is still a bit of a hipster's player, like a cultured player, though he did underperform. Not just his fault, his house was robbed and we were a mess. It's very hard to pick people out, single individuals out from last season. But if we sell him, you have to think as a conventional dynamic left back, Ian Matson would be a better deputy to the first choice of Chilwell. Similarly, that Malo Gusto to Reece James on the other side. He's very, very exciting and dynamic. So it's been discussed with Juventus for Cucurella. Wow, that's interesting. He does seem like a Juve player, doesn't he? If you think about it. He does. It just feels right. Who have a long-standing interest. Well, there you go. Also interest from Newcastle and Atletico Madrid. Nothing concrete yet. To be honest, if I could pick 3 high-profile clubs that would buy Cucurella, and I don't want to give you any particular explanation or detail in this because I can't, but Atletico Madrid, Newcastle, and Juve would just feel right for Cucurella. Once of Barcelona. Matson and his camp have spoken to Chelsea and are no longer being left in the dark, which is good, as they have throughout the summer, so it's good. Chelsea have been listening to offers, but despite interest, no one has met around the 25 million price tag. Yeah, and probably because he'd probably be worth a lot more very, very soon. I don't understand why they'd want to sell him for 25 million. They've got 2 left backs. It's pure profit because he's an academy product. But at the same time, he's very good, and he could, he's 21. Chilwell's 26? How old is Ben Chilwell? Let's just quickly confirm that. Because I always think Ben Chilwell's young, but yes, he's 26. He turns 27 before Christmas, so he's in his prime. But that is a 6-7 year gap, and again, it could be the perfect profile to come through. And then when Chile gets injured or Chile starts tailing off as he's 30-ish, whatever, however you lose your dynamism these days, then Matson could be there. Whether he wants to wait for that, I don't know, but it'd be really, really interesting. So let's read on. Yes, so we haven't got the 25 million yet. Plan was always to go into pre-season, not with the loan group, so with the main group, because of course the loan group's the exiled group we've spoken about. If a sufficient offer wasn't received, but he's now been directly told by Pochettino that he will get a chance to impress. Pochettino likes Conor Gallagher. This is interesting as well. And this will shock absolutely no one. A hard-working Premier League player that's good at pressing and playing around the box and doing high turnovers. Pochettino likes. He has told the board that Conor will not be sold unless a bid around 45 million is received. Previous interest from Newcastle, West Ham, and now Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah. The thing is, he does seem like a Pochettino player, Conor Gallagher, and I get Pochettino. He's saying that probably like, look, don't undersell this player. Because I can use him. I'm not going to start him. He's probably just like saying this, like, look, as things stand, he's not in my starting 11. Shit. Damn it, I swore. Sit down. I'm on a negative roll here. So he probably say, look, in my idea, in my vision, my starting 11, he's not in it, because then he'll be a front 4 player, down will play in the pivot. And Cuckoo, we'll of course we're speculating to a degree here, but we'll have Bruno Jackson up front. Eventually, maybe Toney. We'll have Noni or Sterling on the right, and Mudryk or Sterling on the left. You can, if we do sign Ray and Cherky, which again Felix Johnson's confirmed that we are indeed making moves for him. He can play in one of those roles behind the striker in one of the free roles. So we've got options there, and you have to say Conor Gallagher will remain, as he has been for a while, for both England and Chelsea, and probably, rather frustratingly for him, he will remain a finisher. So he'll play probably every week, but you won't start a game. He'll be that guy that you bring off the bench that's really intelligent pressing, but should there be an injury, he's got a chance to start. So that's a valuable player to Mauricio Pochettino, and that's probably why he's saying don't just flog this guy if you get 25, 30 million bid. It's not worth it. He's useful for me. If someone says, right, 45 million, 50 million, okay, then you can sell him, and we can add that to the kitty for the greater vision for the development of Chelsea Football Club moving forwards. Do you know what I mean? So that kind of makes sense as well. Yes, very, very good. So brilliant. Great updates there that I wanted to talk about. So I put it to you. What do you think about Ivan Toney? Would you be happy with him? For me personally, I like him. But of course, football, game of opinions. So everyone's opinion will differ. Ian Matson, do you think we should keep Ian Matson over Cucurella and sell Cucurella to one of the aforementioned clubs? Do you think Ian Matson would want to stay to be a deputy to Ben Chilwell? I mean, it's not bad thing to come into Chelsea after a championship loan and be a number 2 and cover for an injury. I mean, generally that's the progression. Rarely do you just do a championship loan and come into the first team. Of course, we had that with Tammy, Reece James and Mason Mount, and they all worked out in their own ways, of course, when Frank Lampard came in, and indeed Tomori as well. So, but that was a little bit different, and the league was different, the competition was different back then. So he should feel okay with that. He'd probably feel a little bit more tempted had we had European football midweek games as well as the cups, because then he'd think, oh, there's just more minutes for me, and it may be a more frustrating thing otherwise. So let me know what you think about Matson. And indeed everything else. I'll be very interested in learning your thoughts, feelings and opinions down in the comment section below. I'm very excited that we're talking about Toney though. If you do want to check out OneFootball, simply click the link in the top of the description. It's totally free, why not? Just give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo, top of the description. Yeah. Peace.